Hey there, are you ready to dominate the game and get those coveted heist wins? This week, I'm here to share the best tips for heist in Monopoly Go that'll have you looting like a pro. So first of all, understand the heist basics. First things first, let's dive into the basics of heisting in Monopoly Go. This exciting game mode gives you the chance to swipe wealth from your friends or rivals, but knowing the rules and objectives is essential before you dive in. In a heist, the aim is simple: steal as much as you can, while avoiding the potential traps and defenses set by other players. Sounds thrilling, right? But don't rush in without a plan. Timing and strategy are absolutely crucial to make the most out of your heist. Before starting, take a moment to identify your strongest opponents. Look at their assets and try to gauge their overall wealth. This is important because you'll want to go after the players who have the most valuable properties, right? Maximizing your potential loot while minimizing risks. Each heist round lets you make one move, so it's key to target properties that will yield the highest returns. To get the best properties, pay close attention to which of your opponent's properties hold the most value. It's not just about going for what's accessible. You need to be strategic. A successful heist involves both patience and calculated moves. By understanding the basics and choosing your targets wisely, you'll have a solid foundation to build on. Winning at heists isn't just about luck, it's about mastering strategy, timing, and knowing when to strike. With a clear understanding of these basics, you'll be well prepared to dominate your opponents and rake in the rewards. So let's look at mastering the art of timing. In Monopoly Go, timing is everything when it comes to heists. Each move you make has the potential to significantly impact the success of your heist, so it's essential to know when to strike. One of the best times to initiate a heist is when you notice that your opponents have accumulated a substantial amount of wealth. Take a close look at the leaderboard and monitor their assets. When a player's properties are heavily stacked, they become prime targets. The key is to wait until their defenses are down and their properties are ripe for the taking. The more wealth they have, the more you stand to gain. Another effective timing strategy is to plan your heists during off-peak hours. This is when fewer players are online, which means there's less competition for the valuable assets. With fewer people around, you have a higher chance of completing your heist without interference. Off-peak hours also reduce the risk of immediate retaliation, right? So other players are less likely to be around to counter your moves. Remember, a well-timed heist can be the difference between a decent haul and a massive victory. Take your time and assess the situation before jumping in. It's not always about going for a heist as soon as you see an opportunity. It's about finding the right opportunity, and by carefully choosing your moments, you maximize your gains and minimize your risks. Mastering the art of timing ensures you're always a step ahead of the competition, making each heist a strategic and rewarding move. Next, let's look at building up your own defenses. In Monopoly Go, succeeding at heists isn't just about offense. It's also crucial to build up strong defenses. While you're plotting to swipe your rivals' wealth, they're likely doing the same to you. Therefore, protecting your stash is just as important as growing it. One of the best ways to defend your assets is by investing in shields and other defensive mechanisms. These tools can prevent other players from successfully raiding your properties, and they often serve as a deterrent, making your rivals think twice before launching an attack. But defense isn't just about avoiding losses, it can also turn into a powerful offense. If a player attempts a heist and fails because of your fortified defenses, you're immediately in a position of power. This creates an opportunity for you to counterattack and launch a heist on their assets instead. It's like sending a message: if you come for me, be prepared to face the consequences. By tracking who is targeting you, you can strategically decide when and how to retaliate, hitting back at a moment when they might least expect it. Effective defense strategies also give you leverage and control over the game. The more protected your assets are, the more freedom you have to focus on your own heists, knowing that your wealth is safe. Plus, it forces your opponents to waste their resources on failed heists, leaving them more vulnerable to your counterattacks. Remember, every strong defense is a step towards greater offense. So, while you're planning your next heist, make sure you've got your own assets covered. Building up your defenses not only keeps your hard-earned wealth safe, but also strengthens your overall strategy and positions you as a formidable player in the game. Next, let's look at utilizing power-ups and boosters wisely. Monopoly Go offers various power-ups and boosters that can give you an edge in heists. Whether it's a booster that lets you steal more money, or one that enhances your movement across the board, these power-ups can can be game changers. Use them strategically to maximize your gains. For example, saving your most powerful boosters for heists against the wealthiest players can yield higher returns. Oh, and another pro tip is to stack your power-ups and use them consecutively. This not only boosts your heist efficiency, but also increases the chances of a successful outcome. But remember, these boosters are limited, so use them wisely and at the right moments. Think of them as your secret weapons. Don't waste them on low-value targets. With the right power-up strategy, you'll be unstoppable in every heist you undertake. Next, choose your targets carefully. Choosing the right targets is key to a successful heist. Not all players are equal, and some have much more valuable properties than others. Go for the players who have the most properties and wealth. By targeting high-value opponents, you increase your chances of a big win, but be cautious. High-value players may also have stronger defenses, so make sure to scout your targets. It's also a good idea to avoid players who are on a losing streak. They'll have fewer resources to offer, and you might end up with minimal gains. Instead, look for players who are on the rise, as they tend to have more valuable assets. Careful target selection is a skill that can make or break your heist success, so choose wisely. Next up, make use of social heisting. What's that? Well, don't forget about the social aspect of Monopoly Go, and teaming up with friends or forming alliances can significantly increase your chances of success in heists. Coordinate with your friends to target specific players, or take turns heisting each other to boost everyone's wealth. Social heisting is also a great way to learn new strategies and exchange tips with other players. However, be careful with alliances. Betrayals can happen, and sometimes your friends may end up heisting you when you least expect it. Make sure you can trust your allies and don't rely solely on others for your success. Social heisting is about strategy, cooperation, and sometimes a little deception, so use it to your advantage. Next up, plan for counter heists. A good heist player always expects retaliation. If you pull off a big heist, be ready for your opponents to come after you. To prepare, make sure you have a strong defense and enough resources to withstand counterattacks. Additionally, monitor players you've recently heisted, as they're the most likely to target you next. You can also turn counter heists into an opportunity. After a heist, keep an eye on your opponent's resources. If they try to retaliate and fail, it may leave them vulnerable for another heist. Playing smart means not just going on the offensive, but also being ready to handle anything that comes your way. Playing smart means not just going on the offensive, but also being ready to handle anything that comes your way. By planning for counter heists, you stay a step ahead and keep the upper hand. Let's have a look now at focusing on building your in-game wealth. Now, wealth isn't just about winning heists. It's also about building a steady income through properties and investments in the game. So make sure you're continuously upgrading your property portfolio. And maximizing your income sources. The more wealth you generate, the more resources you have for heists, defenses, and power-ups. Remember to diversify your property portfolio and focus on high-yield investments. As your wealth grows, you'll be in a stronger position to take risks in heists and withstand losses from counterattacks. Building wealth is the foundation of a successful heist strategy, so keep your finances in check and always look for ways to increase your earnings. The more you invest in your in-game empire, the more unstoppable you become in every heist. Next, keep an eye on events and promotions. Monopoly Go frequently hosts events and promotions that can give you bonuses and rewards. These events are a great opportunity to gather extra resources for heists or get limited time power-ups. Make it a habit to check in regularly and see what events are going on. Whether it's a holiday promotion or a limited time event, these bonuses can be the edge you need for a successful heist. So plan your heists around these events, as they often bring extra bonuses for successful heists. Additionally, some events may reduce the cost of power-ups or even offer double rewards for heists, so stay informed and take advantage of these opportunities. The more you can leverage events, the greater your chances of coming out on top in Monopoly Go. And there you have it, the best tips for heist in Monopoly Go that'll help you become the ultimate thief. Start using these strategies today and watch your wealth grow. Now, don't forget to like, share and follow for more tips on Monopoly Go and other games. Happy heisting!